headphones in.
I got my headphones in, boy.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's the one and only legend of winning, aka Low, and we back with another episode of the AyoPodcast. Everybody here today because I had to pull them out the dungeon real quick. I had to make sure they were prepared for this. Kind of busy week, man. A lot of things been going on. Month of January wrapped up real quick, and it was probably one of the more exciting January we've seen in a while. Isaiah Thomas went off. Then you had Jeff Teague had a pretty good month as well. Kemba Walker. What's the man name with Miami? Goran Dragic. Then you had LeBron James and Charles Barkley. They were going back and forth at it. A bunch of things was going on in the month of January, and finished up the week pretty strong. But before we get into it, though, we pass it on to my co-hosts and everybody who listening out there. Go ahead and say what's up, y'all.
I'm obviously co-host number one, Waffle. You know that's not you, right? Shout out to Low. This bitch finally hit 40K, man. Shouts. Yo, Low, you can tell him the big super news, man?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell him when y'all get done.
All right. Waffle, go ahead, man.
Yo, what's good?
You didn't really say nothing. You didn't say nothing. You didn't say your name.
Let's get a Sean Don in the chat, please. Sean Don.
Stop.
Don in the chat.
Don't put Sean Don in that chat. No, do not put Sean. Don't put Sean Don. Don't do that. The big news that Agent was talking about. If y'all didn't know, Agent, other guy was Waffle. All the links will be in the description. The big news that the Agent was talking about though is that we finally got a way to put the podcast on SoundCloud. So either this right here, I'm pretty sure this probably will be the last podcast on the channel. If not this one, the next week, but pretty sure this will be the last one. The rest of them will be on the SoundCloud. The reason I'm putting it on SoundCloud is because obviously everybody got to get a schedule together, and I found out a way to do it for free. So that's what's up. And on top of that, I think it's easy for y'all to listen to it on SoundCloud and download it off SoundCloud. Y'all can listen to the background without having it on your phone and always having YouTube up while you're trying to listen to the podcast on YouTube and shit like that. But with that being said, though, let's get straight into it. Matter of fact, before we get to it, let's hit the Super Bowl predictions while we wait for everybody to come in because it's still not 100 people in the chat yet. So, Super Bowl predictions. Who do y'all have for your Super Bowl predictions? Let me know.
Peyton Manning. He's going to come back and throw the game-winning touchdown in the fourth quarter. How about you, Waff?
Why are you acting sick? Yo,
you could have got the coughs out the way before you talk. Come on, man.
You're bugging right now.
I'm sorry. I don't know. You're hating on my sickness. I'm trying to get better and shit. I'm trying to speak.
Did you just say I was hating on a sickness?
But you already know, bro. You already know. I already hit Brady with the 2P. So, Eli Manning came on the show today, and he said that nigga Matt Ryan going to hit him with the 3P. So I always believe in Eli Manning, bro. I always follow Eli Manning into battle. I follow this man's decision. That man is a god in New York. So, the Falcons going to win, bro. Fuck Tom Brady.
Facts. Agent, who you got for real? Who you got for real in the thing?
I legitimately do not care. Part of me doesn't want Tom Brady to win because you already know the Tom Brady fanboys be talking some crazy shit like Tom Brady better than Peyton. I'm like, stop it, all right? But you know what? I don't really care. As long as it's a good-ass game and it's not a blowout, I'm good.
Fact though. I got the Falcons because I'm from Atlanta and stuff like that. Apparently that's my team.
That's your team, right? That's your team?
Apparently so, right, Agent? That's my team, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. You're from Atlanta. That's your team.
Nah, that's not my team. But I obviously want to see the Falcons win. Hometown team. Want to see them bring home a trophy to the city so we can be lit in Atlanta even more. But it is what it is.
What's going to happen if Atlanta wins? What's going on in Atlanta? What's happening?
Low key, you know how many parties will be going on in Atlanta if they win, bro?
I don't.
Yo, it's gonna be crazy in Atlanta if they win. But I mean, like I said, I really don't care too much. But like Agent, I'm not the biggest football fan, especially because my team not in the Super Bowl. So it really don't matter to me. But since we got 100 people in the chat now, we might as well get into it. Everybody here, for people out there who just now coming in the chat, a podcast. Like I said, 9:30 every Friday. For people out there who don't know, the podcast will be moved on SoundCloud on my videos from now on out. From here on out, excuse me, I'll always have the link in the description so you can click on it, and I'll probably put the link in the description when I get done with this right here and I get everything set up. But the podcast will now be on SoundCloud, so y'all can catch it on SoundCloud. Y'all can download it on SoundCloud and listen to it on the go, so you don't have to be concerned about catching us at a specific time on my YouTube page. But let's get this out the way real quick. LeBron James versus Charles Barkley, because this is a topic that I was touching on. I was thinking about touching on a specific video, but I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. But everybody out there who don't know, and I'm happy. Shout out to my man JJ. I see him in the chat because I think me and him on the same page on this right here. For people out there who don't know, over the past month, basically the month of January, the Cleveland Cavaliers have been underperforming to a certain extent. And LeBron has consistently been extremely vocal about the lack of depth on the team, especially at the point guard position, having another playmaker. I think he's becoming more and more frustrated on how he's starting to realize the amount of minutes that's being put on his body, especially because, he's leading the team in minutes. Then he became even more vocal when he basically just flat out said, we need a backup point guard. That comment got to Charles Barkley and the rest of the crew in TNT, and Charles Barkley kind of went on a rant claiming that LeBron James, he's whining, he's complaining, and to me the tipping point was claiming that LeBron James doesn't want to compete. LeBron respond, I don't think it was the best part about it, but LeBron respond and he brought up a whole bunch of personal things, not even really a whole bunch. Really, he brought up like one or two personal things, but everything else he said actually happened on the basketball court. Like Charles Barkley spitting on a kid, that happened on the basketball court. So let's get that clear. But I think he was also upset about him ruining his legacy. I'm gonna get it to Agent first, because I think you kind of feel strongly about LeBron James and the team that he's on and feeding players to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, because you said it quite a bit throughout the past months of the NBA season. What do you think about LeBron James' comment on having a backup point guard and the response from Charles Barkley?
Man, sound like a fucking athlete on a post-game conference. LeBron knows what he's doing, man. LeBron's a human being, man. Sometimes people talk shit and you just take shots back. It was unnecessary. If we're gonna analyze the shots, then I don't know, man. I think people are making too big of a deal out of it. But Charles is paid to talk, and he shouldn't be censoring what he thinks just because athletes are gonna get offended. It's his job to do that and analyze. So if he feels some sort of way, he's gonna say it. He's always been that way. He's allowed to do that. So when LeBron comes at him with some shit that didn't even address what Charles Barkley was initially talking about. Charles Barkley was talking about some shit, and LeBron came back and said, your whole career, you did that and this and this. And he just brought back some shit that I didn't even know existed, which was pretty neat for me. But everybody did crazy shit at one point in their life. You know what I mean? Is that waffle on the face cam?
It was. It was.
My bad. I meant to read my mic because I was like, cough.
Face.
People overreacting, man. Relax, LeBron said some shit. All right, it was a little too savage, but it was entertaining in this boring ass NBA season. Could we at least be thankful that there's a little bit of entertainment out there? All right, Charles is allowed to say that shit. LeBron low key overreacted, but I'm all right with it. It's the end of story, man.
What about you, Waff?
I think LeBron is in the wrong, because Charles Barkley is just speaking his mind. And I agree with Charles Barkley, because I understand what he said. LeBron don't want to compete. He didn't really mean that LeBron didn't want to compete. He meant like LeBron, don't he want to compete though? Don't you want to be? You already the best player. You got Kyrie Irving. You got Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson. You got the highest payroll in NBA history and stuff like that. So it's like, what more do you want, LeBron? Like you strapped. Your team is strapped. There's nothing else they could possibly do. They can't sign anybody else. They're already working out Jordan Farmer. They're working out Chalmers. They're trying to get a trade for Deron Williams. I don't know how that's going to happen. Obviously they can't get Carmelo Anthony. Even if they did get Carmelo Anthony, that'd be some crazy ass shit. That team would be stacked as hell. But like, this man wants everything. I understand Kevin Durant made the Warriors a lot better, but the Cavs are the reigning defending champion. If you think about it, if LeBron takes the Cavs and they beat the Warriors with the same team, it's not going to be the same team from last year because they don't got Dellavedova, they don't got Mozgov. But if he takes that team and he beats the Warriors, then his legacy, it might even eclipse Michael Jordan.
You need to kill yourself for saying that. In terms of the content of what Barkley actually said, he's right. What are y'all like? How could you not agree? He's right. LeBron is the general manager of that team. He assembled that team. He got all the pieces he wanted, except for maybe Ray Allen because he decided to chill a year and then retire. He got all the pieces he wanted. I feel for him because when it seemed like he put together a pretty good team, even though in terms of talent, his team was outmatched. They weren't as good as Golden State, even though they won in the finals last year. And so on top of that, now LeBron has to deal with Kevin Durant. The two teams play each other, and it's the absolute slaughter. The whole team looked defeated. It was a blowout after the first quarter, and they didn't even try and make a comeback. And I've never seen LeBron in his whole career in a situation where it just really looked like he didn't stand a chance. Every time you see LeBron, you're like, I know this shit looks crazy, but he could somehow overcome this, and he was able to overcome 3-1. But once you add Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the NBA, don't forget it. Just because he's on a team with a bunch of other talented players, don't forget that man is still savage. Once they got him, imagine if you're LeBron and you're like, yo, I need new people now. I need to improve somehow. And they didn't make the same level of improvements that Golden State did. Keep in mind, they signed Tristan Thompson to big money, JR getting big money. They re-signed Iman, right? So all these players, role players, are now getting big money, and it just hurts the future of the team. And so now that LeBron wants to go for a big player, he can't do it without giving up Kevin Love, and there's not a lot of teams who want Kevin Love. And so he's in a little bit of a weird position. I feel for LeBron, but you can't turn around and say Barkley didn't have any truth in what he was saying. He's right. The team LeBron designed was designed exactly for him. He built the team as a general manager. It was by his terms, or else, I mean, he was on a 1-year option with what was his contract? Was it 2-year and then a player option?
Yeah, 2-year, 1 option. Yeah.
Okay, so like, I mean, if he didn't like the team, he could have left in 2 years, and GM knew that. And so if you're any GM, you basically say yes, LeBron, yes sir. And so that's what he did. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, yo, what if somebody took a shot at you on YouTube, Lo, and he just said some shit, and you're like, oh, fuck, I can't stand this guy, and it's hurting you and your channel and your brand. Like, you're going to be annoyed because that's you, that's your money. When you're dealing with sponsors, if someone's always attacking your brand, that's going to hurt you and your money. So I get why he took the shot back. It's not just like he was annoyed. It literally affected him in terms of his financial. So if someone's always taking shots at you, sometimes it's all right to take shots back. I just wish he would have said something relevant to Barkley's arguments. He could have just said, I got rings, bitch. That's all he had to say, man.
Yeah, that's realistically speaking, I think the biggest problem, and before I actually say this, because I'm more leaning towards LeBron than I am Barkley. I've gotten to the point where I'm no longer even on the fence because I keep hearing people's arguments, and I would say I favor more LeBron than Barkley. But everybody in the chat, since everybody's listening now, we got 165 people in here. Shout out to everybody. Put in the chat who y'all think is right. Who do y'all think? Whose side are y'all leaning on? Or even say in the chat if y'all really don't think it's a big deal. My perspective is, like I said it a week ago, it's not really that big of a deal. I think everybody's blown out of proportion. LeBron is asking for a backup point guard. Realistically speaking, they lost Dellavedova, so they want a backup point guard that they had last year. So I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I think Barkley blew it way out of proportion when it comes to what exactly is on LeBron's team and what he needs and things like that, because saying that somebody doesn't want to compete because they're referring to needing a backup point guard, it's taking something to such a huge extreme that it doesn't even make any sense. LeBron has been competing since he entered the NBA out of high school. So to say that he's not competing, that's silly right there. But the thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking is, and I think the reason why so many athletes in today's NBA are sensitive is due to the fact that you have these ex-players who love to just rewrite history, and they act like there weren't other players complaining in the media about their roster, about their coaches, about the executives and the managers. And I think that's the reason why so many younger players are so sensitive when the comparisons and the critics start to say or mince words about their game. The reality of it all is Kobe used to complain about teammates. Shaq used to complain about teammates and management. Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause, who was the GM of the Bulls in the 90s, they used to have back and forth in the media so much that Jerry Krause flat out told Phil Jackson that even if they won 82-0, that he was going to fire Phil Jackson. And he knew for a fact that if he fired Phil Jackson, that Michael was going to retire as well. So the fact that people complaining, that's not nothing new whatsoever. So I think that everybody blowing things out of proportion. There have been multiple players that joined other teams to make them better. And I think LeBron just needed a backup point guard. It's really not that big of a deal. But for Barkley to go out there and say he doesn't want to compete, it was ridiculous. Coming from a man Coming from a man who never competed in his career. Like, we really want to talk about somebody who competed, and this is where LeBron should have actually he had his points correct.
If Barkley fucking assembled a big three, all that bullshit, he would have won some shit too.
Barkley left Phoenix to go play for Houston that had Clyde Drexler.
But he didn't team up with 2 other superstars, did he?
Clyde Drexler?
Is that 2 people?
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Get out of here, boy. You think?
Let me say this as well, because when people hear that argument, they claim that Charles Barkley was old. Barkley was 33. LeBron is 32. Barkley, when he went to Houston, he was still an All-Star. He made the All-Star game that first year he went to Houston. Barkley, when he was in Houston, he put up his first year in Houston, put up 19 points, nearly 14 rebounds, 5 assists. He was still putting up crazy numbers on a team with Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler. And Barkley, in his first year in Houston, at that point in his career, he played a little bit over 33,000 minutes and roughly around 800 games at that point in his career. LeBron is over 40,000 minutes, has played over 1,000 games. They're roughly around the same stage of their career. So Barkley, again, just a raging hypocrite, claiming that he don't want to compete, but Barkley submitted the idea of being the best player on his team, and he went to go play with Hakeem and Clyde Drexler. And a few years later, Charles Barkley took a pay cut so they can bring Scottie Pippen on the team. It's happened before. I don't understand why people are bugging right now. I don't understand why people are bugging right now. It's not that big of a deal.
Dumb niggas.
There's people in the chat talking about what LeBron did when he went to Miami. I completely agree. The Miami thing was crazy, and KD going to Golden State, that's crazy too. But at this point in LeBron's career, it's the exact same stage that Chuck was at when he went to Houston. It's the exact same stage. So people blow me away about how today's NBA players don't want to compete. It's a bunch of examples that I could just run off, but it's ridiculous. That's how I feel about it.
I think you're reading too much into it. Sometimes people say some shit and they don't mean every exact word, whether it's a metaphor, a simile, or hyperbole.
He said it 3 times. He said like 3 or 4 times. He said it.
When he said LeBron didn't want to compete, if you take it literally, competing, then you wouldn't play any other team. That's a competition, right? But he's just saying LeBron. He's trying to say LeBron's afraid of the competition, and based on what we saw last time they played Golden State,
he's afraid of the competition. You don't think that's character assassination?
It's not. Based on what we saw in the last game with him and Golden State, the commentators were saying it too. They said his team just didn't look like they were ready. And then this is like, are those guys slandering LeBron too? He's just making commentary over what he's.
Oh wait, you talking about the regular season game, or you talking about in the?
Yeah, the last time they played.
Well,
Warriors. I'm not talking about the finals. The last time they played. So when the commentators were making those statements, nobody turned around and said. I mean, for the most part, they keep it pretty PC on the commentary, unless like, Kevin Garnett is there for some reason, and he'd be out there swearing. But I don't know. He's saying like, I hate when y'all try and censor people, man. Fuck. He's just talking his mind.
He can say what he wants to say, but when you sit there and claim that somebody doesn't want it, and this is where I think LeBron completely messed up. When you sit there and say that somebody doesn't want to compete, Barkley is the same person who gained 20 pounds before the NBA draft because he didn't want to go on the Philadelphia 76ers.
And good for him. Who wants to go to the Philadelphia 76ers?
No, Philly had Moses Malone and Dr. J at that time.
I know who they
Philly
had.
was still a good team. So it wasn't like he was going on a terrible team. He didn't want to put on that type of pressure.
Players don't have many rights in and of itself. You get drafted, and then even when you're drafted, the team gets first rights on you if they sign. There's so much bullshit. You could be stuck on a team for so long if they're willing to pay. It could be like 8 years. And so if he doesn't want to go to a certain team and he's trying to low-key snake his way out of it, then whatever, man. It's not a huge deal. It's not like he killed somebody. If you don't want to draft him, don't draft him. If you want to draft him, draft him. It's as simple as that.
For the people out there who try to figure out what was Hakeem doing when he went to the team, Hakeem was putting up 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. Like everybody was still putting up great numbers. I don't understand like why y'all think that wasn't at least close. But if that's the case, then y'all can go back like we talking about with Chuck going to the 76ers. Moses Malone. No. Moses Malone, right, is on the Houston Rockets. He was an MVP. He joined Dr. J with the Philadelphia 76ers. Dr. J, the year before Moses Malone went to the team, was in the NBA Finals with that 76ers team. So Dr. J went to the finals. He ended up losing, I think, to the Lakers in like 6 games. Moses Malone, MVP. He was an MVP. Went to go join that team, and then the same year he went to go join that team, he won MVP again. So this is Moses Malone without a doubt in his prime. Dr. J, I think, was 31, 32. Same age as LeBron, exact same age. But nobody never says that Dr. J and Moses Malone didn't want to compete. Dennis Johnson demanded a trade from Phoenix Suns to go to the doggone Boston Celtics that was stacked. Nobody didn't say that Dennis Johnson doesn't want to compete.
I know, but it's not the fact that they're on good teams. The fact that he's on a good team and he's saying dumb shit to the media like, "Oh yeah, we just need a playmaker." Like, why are you talking?
So did Kobe not want to compete then? Did Kobe not want to compete when he complained about his teammates?
You talking about the feud with Shaq?
I'm talking. I mean, it was regardless if it was with Shaq or it was with Kobe. Kobe used to criticize Pau Gasol consistently. Kobe used to criticize the lack of depth at the point guard position, especially after they traded Derek Fisher and they got Steve Blake, and then they got rid of Steve Blake. He was still complaining about.
There's a very big difference. People are desensitized. It's not a big difference because people are desensitized to Kobe's criticism. You see him doing it all the time. When Joel Embiid tweets out he's trying to smash. When Joel Embiid tweets out he's trying to smash Rihanna, you're not amazed because he does shit like that all the time. It's funny. You might retweet the shit, but that's it. And so if LeBron, who's never known for criticizing people publicly, finally says something, people are going to pay attention. On the other hand, if for example, who's a quiet ass player? If you saw Kawhi Leonard screaming like Kevin Garnett at the start of games, or like doing the rim pull-ups like Dwayne Wade, this is something new, and so it's worth talking about. And so when he speaks out and does something out of the ordinary, people are gonna make judgments based on it. And you know it has to be serious if LeBron's going to the media talking about it. And maybe he just got to the point in his career where he just doesn't give a fuck. But if you're gonna say
he's gotten to that point where he just doesn't give a fuck.
And at the end of the game, I don't think he gives a fuck about the criticism. I just think he wanted to let it be known. You about to take shots at me that consistently, call me whiny, all that bullshit, then I'm going to take shots back at you. And I'm not mad at LeBron for doing that. I'm just saying I understand, and I think Charles Barkley has a right to do what he did. And LeBron has a right to react the way he did. It's not like any one of them are in the wrong in this case. I don't think.
I really don't think nobody's wrong. That's the reason why I really didn't make a video about it, because I don't really, at the end of the day, I don't even think it's a big deal. I think everybody kind of just blew everything out of proportion. But I don't. Your argument was kind of. I didn't get the argument. But all I'm saying is, for the people out there who still like questioning what I'm saying, Kobe was questioning teammates and management when they had Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, even when they switched up and they got Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. And even though I know that was a funky situation, but Michael Jordan, throughout his entire career, did not like his GM, which was Jerry Krause. Their relationship was so bad that Jerry Krause basically forced Michael to retire the second time. And Jordan used to criticize Jerry Krause every single time he got an opportunity to. So when Michael Jordan does it, and it's the same thing that they do about every young athlete now, or every new athlete in this generation, they sit there and they complain about what the management does. Michael used to do it, but when Michael does it, oh, that's Michael Jordan right there. That's his will to win. LeBron does it. Oh, he a crybaby. It's just
that bitch said he needs a new playmaker, and he has Kyrie. What is he talking about?
He said he need a backup point guard, agent.
No, he didn't just say that. He said he needs.
He need a backup point guard.
He said he needs more than that. He said he needs.
What did he say?
Listen, he didn't just say. Of course, he said he needs a backup point guard, but he doesn't just want a backup point guard. You think a backup point guard is really gonna fucking put them over the top?
If that's what LeBron is complaining about, then yeah.
Okay, think about it though. I don't care if you think it's right.
Yeah, low-key, I think it is.
What impact does that have on fucking Dellavedova, or who else they got fucking clogged back there on that point guard position? Like,
what do you mean? Dellavedova's not there anymore.
Oh, he's with the Bucks, right?
Yeah, he's not there anymore. That's the whole point. Like, they lost a piece that they had.
But listen, they lost that piece because they were too busy re-signing the Tristan Thompsons and the J.R. Smiths. And if LeBron's gonna be mad at anybody, I think he's gonna be mad at really himself and the whole team for not taking pay cuts, because you can't have a phenomenal team and not take pay cuts. Is that not right?
That's a whole nother conversation, because I'm gonna tell you right now. I think
don't have Dellavedova. That is crazy. Nah. It really settled that they don't have Dellavedova no more.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's crazy, yo. That means
they lost a piece. Yeah, they lost a piece.
No one was willing to take a pay cut so badly. And you know what? I don't think he should take pay cuts. You know,
I mean, he got
took pay cuts in
paid.
Miami.
He shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't take a pay cut. LeBron, this is.
But somebody should. Whether it's Tristan Thompson,
I agree. Well, Kevin Love and Kyrie can't take pay cuts because they signed way long ago.
Yeah,
but I agree. I agree with you that somebody throughout the way should have taken a pay cut. And LeBron isn't. I think Rich Paul is the really one who got them their money. I don't think LeBron was sitting.
But think about it, man. LeBron's making
calculating the majority of his money.
LeBron's making the majority of his money outside on endorsement deals and.
Let me stop you with that real quick because people kill me with that. The real reason why I side with LeBron about this entire thing because LeBron gave goofy ass Dan Gilbert 7 years of his career. Gave him arguably the best 7 years of his career early in his career. And he was never the highest paid player it's not the best first time.
But those weren't his best years. But yeah.
But you know what I mean. He gave him legit, really great 7 years of his career. And during those 7 years, his first years of his career, he wasn't the highest paid player on the team. And Dan Gilbert made mistake after mistake after mistake. And now LeBron is back, and he's basically telling Dan Gilbert, "You're gonna shut up. You're gonna pay this money because we about to win championships." Because I've allowed you to run I've allowed you to dictate my legacy, and you failed at it. So now it's my turn, and this is what we about to do.
People tripping about legacy, man. LeBron has some people are saying he's top 5. Like there's some people are saying he's the greatest of all time. Like he has people tripping so hard over legacy. People said that before. He was already on that path before he came back because he won 2 chips with Miami. Then he came back. He won the finals 3 when he's down 1-3 against the Golden State Warriors. That's what really put him in the conversation as being one of the best. Like at that point, it was irrefutable at that point. But I'm telling you, LeBron James, he allowed that goofy ass. Oh, he's a terrible owner. One of the worst. And you agree on this. One of the worst ran organizations in the NBA. He allowed him to dictate his legacy, and he failed at it. There's a lot of GMs who fail. I think people should be more vocal sometimes. But when you're vocal, you can't be afraid of criticism. Whether you think you deserve it or not, people can criticize you when you say some shit. And so, should KD have said more or Westbrook have said more when they were with OKC? Absolutely.
They should have. Exactly. That's a great example. If KD and Russell Westbrook went out in public and said, "Yo, y'all need to get James Harden. That's what y'all need to do, or I'm leaving," they would have got James Harden, right?
They wouldn't do that though.
That's what I'm saying is if you don't sit there and be vocal about what y'all want, then 30 years later, everybody looking like, oh my God, look at KD, his no ring having ass. Look at Russell Westbrook, his no ring having ass.
I think we're reading into it too much, man, because he might it'd be one thing if he went to Dan Gilbert, he told him this, and then he just didn't do anything about it, and so he went to the public to put pressure. But it just seemed like he was just.
He shouldn't have went public. I agree. He shouldn't have went public.
I think it's calculated though. And LeBron, he's been so he hasn't had any incident, yo. You know how many careers have been ruined from crazy incidents? Like fucking Gilbert Arenas in his prime had a gun in his locker and tried to pull a prank. It's over. He never made a comeback. He played for Orlando and Memphis, but it was GG. So many things happened. I think LeBron's legacy is all. I mean, people are gonna hate.
I'm not saying it's down the drain, but what I'm saying is, if LeBron never won a ring, that is easily something that people would have criticized LeBron. Yeah, that would have been easily. And if he would have stayed in Cleveland, and he would have been militant and just standing behind the scene and not really saying nothing, I don't think that he would have ever won a ring. I think Dan Gilbert isn't. Dan Gilbert is not, and this is part of what I said before earlier about how there's just too many teams in the NBA. It's too many GMs who just don't know what they're doing, and I don't think.
Good now. So.
All right, we gonna move on because I think we vented on that one because that's dead ass how I feel about that dead ass serious.
Wait. Are you dead ass B?
Dead ass B. I'm dead ass.
Word.
But moving on to. At the end of the day, the Celtics, the Cavaliers shouldn't be losing games like that. I don't know what the hell they're doing. It don't matter if they got no backup point guard now. They shouldn't be losing the goddamn Pelicans or no Anthony Davis. But moving on from losing teams and winning teams, We got the one and only Boston Celtics, and we about to get heated again. Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
the great Al Horford's team.
That great Al Horford, he balling. Nah, let me be serious. Isaiah Thomas is balling out of his mind.
He's the most overrated. Oh, wait, hold on.
Stop.
I just triggered half the people.
Stop.
Nah, I don't think he is. I know people got triggered just by the thought of it. How could you say that about Sir Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas has been phenomenal in the month of January. Avery Bradley's been missing a lot of games, just in case people out there may have forgotten. But in the month of January, Isaiah Thomas putting up 33 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field, basically 50% from the field, 43% from behind the arc, 94% from the free throw line. His true shooting percentage is 65. The most impressive part about it, though, his usage rating is only 35. He's putting up crazy numbers, and he's not even touching the usage rating of Russell Westbrook. So that's what's even more phenomenal about it. How y'all feel, being for real now, how y'all feel about Isaiah Thomas and the beastly performance he's putting up? And do you consider him y'all consider him MVP candidate?
He's not an MVP candidate because he's so far. Like, there's no you could beat Wilt's record and you can't catch up to both Westbrook and Harden. They're just long gone.
Oh, here come the hate. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, chat about to kick your ass real quick.
It's not even fucking close. I don't care what the fuck the chat says. Yo, Harden and Westbrook are putting up triple doubles every single fucking day. Isaiah Thomas is doing good. He's averaging 29.7 points in 6 assists.
We saying the candidate though. We just saying the candidate. We just saying candidate.
There's 2 candidates. There's only 2 candidates. That's the only 2 people who qualify. There's only 2 people who qualify for the MVP this year. It's Harden and Westbrook. That's it.
You're crazy.
And unless something changes, wait, hold up. I do want to say, he's performing great. And you know what's more impressive is he's doing it in the clutch. Like it's not like he's just performing and like in garbage time he's in there putting up buckets. It's like when the team needs him most, he's there and then he steps up. And that's impressive. There's not a lot of players like that. And what's more impressive is you look at a player like him if you were a scout and go, oh, he's really small. You don't look at him and think like Iverson explosion. And, you know, at the time he wasn't a phenomenal shooter, but he's gotten way better now. Now he's like a sharpshooter, playmaker, and a fucking slasher. It's crazy. I mean, I think it's fascinating how he gets the shit off around the net because I don't know how he does it, man. Against those 7-foot giants down there, and he just puts it up all pretty on the backboard. He's a phenomenal player, and Boston would have a losing record without him.
All right. Wolf, what you got to say about MVP candidate Isaiah Thomas? Because I think he's MVP candidate.
He's a clear MVP candidate. You can't disregard what Isaiah Thomas is doing with the Celtics. First of all, the Celtics are the second best team in the Eastern
they are the
Conference.
second best team right now.
They've overcome their struggles, a couple.
You sound like a salty Knicks fan. That's like
no. You gotta give a little.
You just want to talk shit now because your Knicks are garbage.
First of all, I've been talking shit. First of all,
we let you talk, bro. We let you talk.
Don't worry about me. But Isaiah Thomas, listen. Every time I watch this nigga play, every time he goes against the Knicks, is the one guy he can't stop. And I'm like, really? Y'all niggas can't stop this nigga? This nigga is 5'9". But hell no, nobody in the NBA can stop this. Yes, he is 5'9". How's he not 5'9"?
Isaiah Thomas 5'9"?
He's 5'9".
Yeah, he is.
I'm about to expose you.
What do you think he was?
He's 5'9". I'm looking at it right now. He's 5'9".
That means I'm taller than him? I thought he was 5'11". I'm not gonna lie to you.
That man is 5'9", doing what he's doing, averaging 29.7 points per game, shooting efficiently. His last 10 games, 35 points per game in the last 10 games, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. I mean, he's grabbing 3 rebounds for a freaking 5'9" nigga.
Stop. They're uncontested rebounds. What the fuck you said?
No, they're not. Let's stop. We talking about uncontested rebound. We talking about Russell Westbrook. We talking about Russell Westbrook. We talking about uncontested rebounds. That's what we gonna talk about.
I know, but those are 3 rebounds. It's not like you're saying like 3 rebounds.
No. Let this man finish because we gonna get into the next. We gonna get to the next part. Go ahead, go off. Go ahead, keep going, bro.
And let's be real about it, right? What Isaiah Thomas is doing compared to, I understand Harden is in the MVP conversation because what he's doing with the Rockets, but Westbrook, it's close between him and Isaiah because Westbrook is averaging 30.7 points per game, and he got all these triple doubles. But Isaiah Thomas leads the NBA in fourth quarter points, man. That's gotta mean something. I mean, listen, if back in 2012-13, Carmelo Anthony came in second for MVP vote, listen, you gotta give this man Isaiah Thomas something for scoring all these points. He's gonna, by the end of the year, he's gonna be the scoring champion. I'm booking it. I think Westbrook's gonna come down a little bit.
I don't know about that.
I think Isaiah Thomas is gonna have a couple more. He's gonna have a lot more 40-point games, especially since everybody's out for a little bit. I mean, he's carrying that team, bro. That team is ready to get into the playoffs and make some noise. If they can get a piece, oh man, I mean, they're really.
Last year, Horford was a piece. Come on.
Yeah, Horford was a piece, but I'm talking about a big piece.
I'm talking about if Avery Bradley comes back.
Listen, Horford,
a new piece.
Horford is a 15 points per game guy. I'm talking about a piece that fits will come in, give you what
like
who's the piece?
Like Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler.
Listen, they need an all-star small forward.
The Bulls will commit suicide as an organization before they give up Jimmy Butler.
Oh, they're ready.
Why would they not give up Jimmy Butler?
You know, I guarantee you they're asking for the world. Like at least 3 first-round picks and some talented.
No, they're not. You don't have to give up those 3 first-round stop.
They have him signed. They have Jimmy Butler signed long-term, and he proved he can fucking carry. And so they're gonna ask for the world. They're gonna say, Boston, we're gonna need about 3 first-round picks from y'all, and make sure that shit ain't protected, right? Go ahead, give us Avery Bradley and Jay Crowder on top of that, and we'll make a deal. Man, that's the deal they're gonna make.
They can give him Jay Crowder and the Nets pick for all I know.
And 3 picks for Jimmy Butler. I think Boston would do that if it came to it.
They can give them Amir Johnson, this year's Brooklyn pick.
Amir Johnson expiring and nobody wants him.
That's why you would get him expiring. Can you let me finish the fucking things? Expiring contract, shit. Amir Johnson, this year's Brooklyn pick, probably this year's Boston pick or next year's Boston pick. Give them Jay Crowder or a young player because they're gonna start rebuilding anyway. And I think after that, I'm pretty sure the contract will match up. If I'm Chicago, and they give me Brooklyn's pick this year, that potentially could be a first pick, the number 1 pick, and I can get Lonzo Ball, I'll take that.
And Lonzo Ball still not gonna be better than. What's the chances Lonzo Ball is gonna be a better player than Jimmy Butler?
Why is it Lonzo Ball?
It would have to be. I mean, I'm picking Lonzo.
He's not. He's actually a lottery pick. But if
what's the chances of Lonzo Ball being better than Jimmy Butler?
Lonzo's a lottery pick anyway. He's not a first overall right now, projected. But I'm saying,
I don't know. It depends on who gets the pick.
No, no one has him in the top 5. But
it's all right. Or even if it's Fultz though, even if it's Fultz.
Trust me, I know. How many times have we seen this? We've seen it with DeMarcus Cousins. Anytime you have a phenomenal player like Anthony Davis hooked on a long contract, you got all the leverage because everyone wants a player like that to play for them long term. And then they could, generate bird rights over those years. And then you could re-sign him on top of luxury tax, etc. So, Jimmy Butler is the most beautiful asset for the Bulls. And they're going to ask for an arm and a leg because they know the Celtics have a ton of assets and they know the Celtics have an opportunity to win now if they get Jimmy Butler. If the Celtics want to win, they're going to have to sacrifice their major assets to get Jimmy Butler. They're not going to give a couple picks. They're going to give a few picks on top of that talented players on the team.
It's not.
I'm telling you I'm not telling you that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you what the Bulls are asking for right now with Jimmy Butler. And that's why
I don't think
you remember what happened during the trade, during the draft flow? The proposed trades for Jimmy Butler, we can't give up all that for Jimmy Butler, and the Celtics folded. And it's gonna come trade deadline, and we're gonna hear some rumors, and we're gonna find out what the Bulls were willing to give up Jimmy Butler for. And you guys, the Bulls fans, are gonna be like, "Oh, maybe you should have done that, or you shouldn't have." But I'm telling you, the Bulls are gonna ask for a lot because they can, and in this case, they have a ton of leverage. The Jimmy Butler is the exact player the Celtics need, and if I was them, I'd give up all kinds of assets to get him. Sign long term. But what I'm saying, if they said 5 picks, I'd be like, go ahead, take the 5 picks. Give me Jimmy Butler.
Not 5. That's crazy.
That's what I would do.
I would. 5 picks is over.
You see what Jimmy Butler's doing this season?
I agree. I agree with you. He's a good player. That's the reason why I made. That's the reason why I made the video. But I agree with you that he's worth the assets. So what I'm saying is not no 5 picks, but what I'm saying is, if you really don't think, well, first of all, Chicago really doesn't have any use for Jimmy Butler at this point because they've already exhausted their they already exhausted what they could potentially do in the offseason. They got D-Wade, Rondo, and they still not winning games. And the probability in them getting any better players in the next upcoming free agency is slim to none. So the value of Jimmy Butler is actually decreased, at least when it comes to Chicago. From everybody else, it's going up because obviously it may be easy for them.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, like if they lose him, they
yeah, for Chicago. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but I think people are just afraid to make the move. We've seen it. We talk about
they're afraid.
Marcus. They're afraid to make a move because if they fuck up, then it's all on them. They made the move, and who knows? Maybe the Celtics pieces didn't add up, and you lost Jimmy Butler, you didn't get nothing back. But anyway, a real quick update: Jimmy got injured today in the Houston game. So he's out. It says O on it. So we want to talk about a trade before the trade deadline. He's gonna have to come back from injury.
I would still trade him even if he's hurt right now.
You said Jimmy Butler.
I don't know about that, yo. I think this is a good opportunity for the Celtics, but
the Nets pick, the Nets pick aren't protected. This pick is not a protected pick. It's actually the right to swap. So they wouldn't be able. They really might not even be able to trade this pick until the actual draft itself. And the next year's pick. Nets pick is not protected as well, so there is no protected Nets pick at all, which is crazy.
Man, Isaiah Thomas.
I don't know. I think if you put Jimmy Butler on that team, I made the video about it. I think that team could beat Cleveland because I'm looking at the Cleveland team, and they're starting to be more and more flawed that I go. But also speaking of this, I'm happy you brought the trade deadline. I'm happy you brought him up because right now. Your fake ass Raptor team, bro. They losing games, man. That fake Raptor team, man.
No,
whoa. Can I finish this? Can I finish this? Jesus, man. So them fake ass Raptors, man. They losing, man.
All right. You know what's crazy? Can I cut you off?
I'm almost done with it. I'm almost done. Boston is not a number 2 team. And me and Agent earlier in the podcast season, I guess you want to call it that. Me and him had a back and forth. Where I said that Toronto really isn't one of the top tier organizations when it comes to doing what they're doing because they haven't really done anything crazy. And then you said that at the end of the season they're going to make a trade to at least put them in a situation to continue to get better. We're 2 or 3 weeks away from.
Do you know how
trade deadline?
How many trades happen?
No, can I finish? Because I'm going to toss it up to you. We're 2 or 3 weeks away from the trade deadline. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan were hurt. Everybody out there, chill out because DeMar DeRozan is hurt. So everybody, calm down.
We're 2 weeks away from the deadline. Celtic fans. Yo, remember when? Sorry, I know you can finish. Remember when Isaiah Thomas was out and the Raptors beat the Celtics? They didn't have Isaiah Thomas. Yo, that shit didn't mean nothing. So DeMar DeRozan's out and the Raptors lose. Nigga, I told y'all we was better than you. Fuck out of here. What they talking about, yo?
They better now.
DeMar wasn't injured.
Because the Raptors are sliding a lot. So now they keep sliding. They might end up finding themselves in a very peculiar situation to where they basically have to do a trade. What player do you see? Because I don't know if Paul Millsap is still out there. I've heard back and forth about it. But even if DeMar comes back, I still don't think that team is good enough. But you said they're going to make a trade. So what player is out there? Because Paul Millsap is out there, and so is Serge Ibaka now.
I hope it's not Serge Ibaka. Because really – Here's the thing. I need to break it down for people. When I was having this argument with Lowe, he thinks Lowry is better than DeRozan. I know DeRozan's better than Lowry. He's
better than DeRozan.
Here's how the Raptors' offense works. Lowry runs pick and rolls. DeMar DeRozan runs ISOs. Both of them attract double teams. When they attract double teams, you kick it to players. And Patrick Patterson's and the Norman Powell's and the Terrence Ross's and the Amari Carroll's, they're supposed to make shots. And the thing is, the reason they need to upgrade in the trade is because Patrick Patterson is abysmal wide open. Like he's shooting 30-something% on wide open threes. Like they're never ever contested. He's always shooting them open, and it's still a subpar percentage. And so the move they're trying to make is to one, improve on stretching the floor, but two, just to provide some consistency so DeMar and Lowry aren't getting doubled all the time, and they get a little bit of help because that'll help him big time. And so when a player like DeMar isn't there, now all the eyes are on Lowry. And so less players are open for the shots, and the offense just completely falls apart. It's on an ISO-heavy offense, like when KD was out with the Thunder, or when Westbrook was out with the Thunder, or I know actually Houston doesn't even run much ISO, even though I'd assume they would with Harden. But the offenses rely heavily on the players, and the main one is DeMar DeRozan. He's the main ISO player on the team. He's off. So we'll see. It's interesting how this injury is going to affect trade deadline, though. But I made Low a $100 bet that the Raptors are going to make a trade before trade deadline. So if you want to take it, Low, you can tell me right now.
I just need to know.
It's going to be for Millsap, by the way.
What are they going to do?
I think it's going to be for Millsap.
I still think it's going to be Millsap.
I think it's going to be
Millsap. Yo, listen, I don't see how the Hawks would try to trade Millsap. when they're trying to. It looks like they're trying to compete. They're basically almost have the same record as Raptors.
I get that, but we like at the end of the day, you can compete. You might squeeze a 5, a 60. You might even squeeze higher than you can do phenomenal. But if you're not better than the Cavs, it doesn't matter. If you're not better than the Warriors, it doesn't matter. So if you're the Hawks, if they don't have like it depends on the vision that the general manager has for the Hawks. But I think things changed for sure with the Hawks. They've been winning a little bit more recently. And shout out to Dwight, that man low key performing nice, but ain't nobody talking about it. So we'll see.
Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah. Well,
nobody's talking.
Realistically, I don't think it's gonna be Millsap, but part of me thinks like at some point you're gonna have to give up the assets and take the shots, much like Celtics are gonna be pressured to do with the trade deadline. There's a lot of teams that are gonna have to like pull the plug or do something crazy. The Clippers as well, because I don't
know, man. I mean, who you give up for Millsap?
They have a lot of assets. It depends what the Hawks really want, though. Lo, if you're a general manager for the Hawks, what are you looking for?
You have to give me some. I would have to take Bruno. Let me see what's here.
So, like young guys?
Yeah, I would have to get. I mean, because I don't know what they're doing, but I would assume young. But Bruno, not only is he young, he's showing some promise as well. What's the other big man name?
The Brazilian dude?
Is it
if you say your name out there, I don't know it.
Is it Pirtle, Lucas Nogueira?
Yeah, Pirtle. Yeah, I need either Pirtle, Norman Powell, or Nogueira, one of the three.
And
if not two of the three.
I don't know. I think one of the biggest assets for the Raptors is depth. So I get that they're afraid to give it up, but something's gonna give. And you know what it is? It's just like class assignments, these GMs wait till the fucking deadline. That last hour, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 trades made.
I don't think y'all going to do any trades.
3 or 4 minimum trades. It's always minimum.
Yeah,
trades.
It's always minimum. It's not nothing big. I don't
know. What are you talking about?
It's minimum trades, nigga. It's minimum.
Nah.
There ain't no big trade going on.
I wish GMs took more risks. I feel like the biggest risks GMs take is not ever taking one and then losing the player and wasting everybody's time and having a rebuild. Like we've seen it so many times. Just take a shot. Do your studying. Like, you're in a position. You were hired to do a job and you just sit there and you do nothing. And sometimes that's the right move. But a lot of the time, if the Celtics don't make a move this year and, they have a grace period, if they don't make it at like max next year, then they just fucked up.
Stupid.
I don't like because if they don't make if the Celtics don't make a trade this trade deadline, they're gonna have to make a trade in the draft. If they don't make a trade in that draft and they wait one more deadline, it's a GG. Like the Celtics are in the most beautiful. Celtics and the Timberwolves are probably the most beautifully rebuilt teams, and I hope they don't get stuck doing nothing.
Yeah, this thing is in the Timberwolves.
Not no Timberwolves. No, the
Timberwolves. No, they have the talent. I think they just need to make it work. The Timberwolves have phenomenal players.
They got the Timberwolves like 7 years to get to this point.
No, I'm not saying like it was efficient. I'm just saying like where they're at right now, the rebuild is looking beautiful. You got Cat, you got all these young guys, Levine. It's
I guess that's everybody. That's the Sixers too, right? That's the Sixers.
The Sixers are better than
it depends how Ben Simmons comes for the Sixers.
I would say Sixers are better than it all. Because they don't have Ben Simmons. Sixers
are better than the. That's a good.
The Sixers don't even have the. They competing, right?
Not even competing the Wolves.
I don't know, man, but
the Sixers have a better record than the Dogs.
Here's an interesting question: if you could just make a trade real quick, and Joel Embiid would be on the Timberwolves, Cat will be on the Sixers, would the Timberwolves be a playoff team? Assuming everyone's healthy.
No, because I think I'll take that back. The Sixers they lost a game, they one game behind the Timberwolves. I think to be honest with you, I think that the Sixers, if they had Cat, they would actually be in the playoffs.
You think
Joel
so?
Embiid, he's off and on. When I say off and on, like he literally doesn't play one game and he plays the next.
Yeah.
If he played more games and played more minutes, he would be on the court more. He would have more depth. But the Sixers team doesn't even have arguably their best player in Ben Simmons. I think that's a way better situation.
No, arguably, it's not even close to the best player. You're not the best player until you step on the NBA court. True.
I see what you're saying. But I don't. I think you're talking about rebuilding. I guess there's a lot of teams that are in prime situation to rebuild. But I see what you're saying. All I'm saying is this: I'm dead serious. I don't think your team is going to make a trade. And if they do make a trade, it's not going to be no major trade.
I think
I'm dead serious too.
I think it is though. But we'll see. We'll see, yo. Low. In a few weeks, we're about to find out if Masai is really the GOAT, right?
He's a bum.
Right? I think he overrated. Bro.
Well, you had Phil Jackson, real quick, Waffle.
Hey, listen, man, we got Porzingis, right?
Oh, is that all it took? Okay, then y'all just sign him again. Y'all got Porzingis. Go ahead, resign Phil, man. Go ahead, resign.
A couple of signings, and we overlooked all the bad that's happened, right?
Is that how it works?
That nigga a bomb, boy.
You know what? If you can find a way to trade Melo and get assets back, low key, he might have did a decent job aside from like triangle offense shit.
I don't understand why people don't blame Melo for what's going on in New York. That's me.
People do blame Melo. Where have you been? You know?
Okay, my bad.
People have been blaming Melo.
I think that's more Melo fault than anybody.
It's not his fault.
I agree. A lot of it is Phil Jackson, but I think if it's gonna be Phil and Melo, I think it's like 40-40, and the rest of it's some bum ass players like Joakim Noah.
Hell no.
Well, SK in the chat asks, would you rather choose Cat, Porzingis, or Embiid?
Yo, we had this argument in the other podcast. Let's do like this: Cat, Porzingis, Embiid, or Giannis. Who y'all rather have?
Giannis.
Throw Giannis in there as well.
Giannis. If you take Giannis out, it's Embiid.
I'll take. Who should I take? You know, I'll take Porzingis.
I'll say Cat.
Oh, we all chose someone different.
I wasn't biased. I said Giannis before, but now I'm saying I said Giannis like 2 weeks ago.
Well, you chose Wait, you hear what he said, Lo?
What?
He chose Porzingis over Cat, Giannis, and Joel Embiid.
Nigga, I chose Giannis last time. Nigga.
Well, you know best. You watch Porzingis play.
The thing about Giannis though, and I'm not trying to hate him. I made a video about him. But when you building a team, I don't really know. And don't get me wrong, ball handling and all that stuff is great. I just don't want to be caught 5 years down the road, and then all of a sudden, big men are a thing now, and I'm stuck without a big man. Like I don't want to be in that.
It's not about predicting trends, though. It's just about building the best team. Like, who cares if big men are the thing?
That's another thing too. When you have Giannis, you have to build a very specific team. Like you got to go out there and get specific players.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
With Cat, you don't really have to go out there. You don't have to get specific players. You can run shooting guard with him, like Wiggins, or you can get a point guard. Then you want to pick him.
That might change though. If Giannis could just develop a really good 3-point shot, then all of that changes.
If Giannis can get a shot, then I get Giannis every day of the week. If he can get a shot, yeah.
Who's the GM of the Bucks? Do you know who that is?
I can't remember his name. I see his face right now. I can't remember his name.
Let me Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it too.
John Hammond.
Is
that him?
I don't know if that's it. That's not who I thought it was. I don't know. I see people in the chat. A lot of people picking Giannis as well. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air for me. I just don't want to be 5 years down the line, and then all of a sudden this nigga KP is dropping 25 and 13, and then Cat is putting up 30 and 12, and Embiid is putting 35 and 13, and Boogie's still putting up crazy numbers, and Anthony Davis, and you just standing with Giannis, and it's like, all right, Giannis can do what he can do, but he can't guard them really, so that's gonna be fucked up.
That is true. I mean, Giannis is the best. He's doing the best right now, even though the Bucks are still bad. They're really bad.
Is he? I don't know, man. I know Lou doesn't like the minutes argument.
Is he doing the best out of all of them? Out of all of the players,
he's doing the best right now. Right now. Embiid.
No,
I don't know about him.
No.
Yo, if Embiid can be healthy in his career, it make me so. I love players like Embiid. He's not. I like reserve players like Kawhi. Sometimes Kobe can be reserved. But, there's just something entertaining about players like Cam Newton or Joel Embiid who just aren't afraid to take criticism and just do crazy and reckless shit, man. So I feel –
What criticism?
I hope Joel Embiid stays healthy in his career, man.
The thing is about Joel Embiid, like people don't really want to recognize it, but, I agree with Shaq on this too. He said about like players just having days off. They just like they play 1 or 2 games and they have the next 2 days off, so now they are rested and they come back and they can give maximum effort because they don't have to conserve nothing for the next game. But Joel Embiid, sure, putting up to 20 points, that's great. Sure, putting up to 8 rebounds, that's great. In 25 minutes, all fantastic. But he's also turning the ball over 4 times in 25 minutes. He's also fouling nearly 4 times in 25 minutes.
Oh,
he's getting 4 fouls in nearly 20. That's ridiculous.
And he's getting W's too. You forgot the W's, man.
Yeah, when he plays.
It converts into W, but if the nigga not
he hasn't played in 4 games in a row. He's going to miss 2 more games. This man's not.
That's what I'm saying. Bro.
Yeah, he played 1 in the last 8 games.
this season.
He's not playing.
He's
sad, good. He's great. He's great, but no, he's not. And low key, yeah, people not that man Cat on the low. Yo, look out for Cat because Cat putting a really good sophomore year this year.
You know what's crazy is after the bad start, I think people just forgot about him and he went under the radar.
Yeah. He's going under the radar. Cat's putting up 23 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists.
Yo, his stats look crazy.
Shooting 51%, 34% from behind the arc, and he's shooting 3-pointers a game. His stats.
I can't believe Porzingis over this guy right here. Waffle.
What? What happened?
Porzingis over Cat.
No, I'm talking about sample size though. I'm taking a look at what
Porzingis was giving the ball. If Porzingis was getting the ball more, he put a better number.
You think he put up this number? I don't think if you gave Porzingis, if he gave him all the shots,
this man Towns is. Oh, what are you crazy? This man Porzingis had like mad 30-point games this season.
Maybe I need to watch Porzingis more, man.
Porzingis is nearly putting up 20 points right now on the team with Carmelo Anthony. You bugging?
Listen, this man Porzingis hasn't even really played that much in January.
He's shooting 38% from the field on 5 attempts from 3. He's shooting 38% from behind the arc for 5 attempts. You're crazy, agent. If you want to say that he's better than him, that's one thing. He averaging 2 blocks.
No. I looked at Porzingis.
You're crazy.
Stop. 18.7 points. Why'd you say 20? That's not even close to 20.
It used to be 20.
No, it's 18.7 compared to
18. Well, Cap. How many minutes did Cap play?
He got injured.
On top of that, I'm pretty sure his usage rating is higher.
He takes more shot attempts, anyways.
That's what I'm saying. And on top of it, he's
Cat
only
only plays 3 more minutes per game, though.
He takes more shots.
What is usage rating? What is usage rating?
I don't know. I'm not looking at advanced stats.
Oh shit!
Because I'm pretty sure Cat they use Cat way more than he.
Cat shooting 50%, Porzingis shooting 45%. Cat shoots 2% better from the free throw line. Cat shoots a better 3-point percentage. Like
Cat doesn't shoot better from the.
No, he does not. What are you talking about?
Let me look at this shit right now, boy.
I'm looking at his shit. These niggas shoot 38%. That nigga Porzingis shoot 38%.
Yo.
He shooting 38%.
Wait. Embiid is good from 3?
Where you been?
Yo, I only watched 4 Sixer games, and I haven't really seen Embiid on much of them. That man's always injured.
Yo, put an L in the chat for agent, yo.
Oh yeah, you're right. Porzingis is doing better on 3s.
Yeah, put them L in the chat for agent. Put the L in the chat for agent because
we ain't talking about them soft threes. We talking about them deep threes. This nigga Porzingis.
Yeah, they for real 3. Put them L's in the chat.
What's his percentage? What's his percentage?
38.
That's pretty good.
Oh my goodness, you should have seen that. Remember that?
That's better than decent, bro. I don't know what
you know what? About. I'm proud of Porzingis because remember to start the year he had something like last year he had like 29 or just some garbage like it was around 30.
What?
I remember, and I was criticizing him.
33%. He shot 33% from 3 from last year.
That's exactly what it was. So I remember I was criticizing him on a pod like, "Yo, you talking about this guy's a good 3-point shooter, but he's shooting 33%."
Hell yeah.
That's you who thought that Miles Turner was better, like a dumbass.
Well, how's Miles Turner doing, man? I haven't watched the Pacer game in fucking weeks.
He shooting 40% from behind the arc, but he only attempts 1 3-pointer, 1.5. He attempts 1.5.
40%. Am I not right though?
Right in what?
No, by the way, Miles Turner's putting up impressive numbers, and he's playing 3 less minutes than Porzingis. He's shooting 53%.
See that?
2.3 blocks per game. He's impressive.
You know what's great? That's another thing too. Porzingis and him get more blocks than Towns. Porzingis at 2 blocks. Yeah, Porzingis at 2 blocks. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I don't want to be 3-5 years down the line and then Porzingis putting up crazy numbers, Turner putting up crazy numbers, Embiid, Towns, everybody's putting up crazy numbers, and Giannis, he's doing his thing, but there's only so much that he can do because he can't be banging down them all, banging down low with them all the time.
Leo DeRozan did it all year. People can be effective without shooting the 3 ball.
I'm not saying shooting. I'm not saying shooting the 3. I'm saying he literally can't guard them. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you saying?
I don't want to be. I'm saying he can't guard Porzingis who's 7'3". That's what I'm saying.
You don't think Giannis can guard Porzingis?
7'3"?
No, he cannot.
No, I don't.
Man, this is your 2K.
No,
he's taller. Of course he's gonna win.
I think we'll just pull up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. There's no way.
I understand he can pull up, but do you know Giannis has a crazy fucking wingspan?
He's a 7'3" wingspan.
Giannis is 6'11". You're acting like it's a huge difference.
Nigga, that's like 4 or 5 inches. Where are you?
Where'd you get? It's not 5.
Where are you at? So
you think if you think the 4-inch advantage that
that's like a 6'8" versus a 6'4", and that's not a mismatch.
Exactly.
It's LeBron getting guarded by Westbrook. Not a mismatch.
Giannis plays like a guard. He's quick, and he could. I don't agree with that. No. Crazy though. I saw a tweet about this. Was it like or someone tweeted? It might have been Jester. And they tweeted they should have a 1v1 game in the All-Star game, like a 1v1.
They have something like that actually, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna be players. I think it's gonna
they need to do that. If they have a 1v1, like, could you imagine we see KD and Westbrook?
They would never do that. They never do that. 1v1 would be kind of interesting. That'd be interesting. I think it'd be more boring than what I think a lot of people would probably think. But
nah. Imagine like you got one of those New York commentators. You know when you like go and you watch like in Rucker Park and the commentator with the mic just talking shit. They have that on the side. Yeah, that'd be lit, boy. That'd be lit.
I don't know. But speaking about the All-Star game, moving to the All-Star game, the contestants have been announced. Disappointments are Stephen Curry's not going to take part of the 3-point contest. Zach LaVine is not going to be part of the dunk contest. And I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Joel Embiid is part of the skills contest. I'm not mistaken. He is. He is part of the skills contest. I want to be part of the skills contest.
Oh wait, no, it might not be. I know Porzingis and
college. I want Porzingis and Towns. Like if they're doing the same thing they did last year with bigs versus guards, I want to see that shit.
I'm doing something new this year where I don't listen at all. Like I don't follow NBA news at all. When it comes to the All-Star weekend, I legitimately don't know who the backups are for All-Star weekend. I'm just gonna watch the game and find out. That's how I plan on finding out.
You're bugging right now. Well, you know Carmelo's not no backup. You're bugging.
Yeah, I knew for a fact Carmelo wasn't there, or else Waffle would have.
Definitely not a backup. He's a starter, bro.
I'll kill yourself.
No, he's not no starter.
He shouldn't have been a starter when it was in New York. Neither. He got in there because it was in New York.
What? That man was averaging. You talking about?
No, he wasn't. And then he got injured immediately after that game, for sure.
He took a rest.
The dunk contest might. I'm telling you right now, the dunk contest this year might be whack, yo.
Derrick Jones Jr. Who's that?
Because they got some of these people. Because I think isn't DeAndre in the dunk contest too?
Yeah,
he is.
That's corny as hell. They got
Derrick Jones. I never heard of this guy.
I don't like when I remember when Jeremy Evans was there and Terrence Ross. People pretend like just because they don't know someone's names, like they like dunk contest is trash. Like yo, it's when you're playing.
I'm not saying it's trash, but
I'm not saying you're saying that. But I'm saying
Zach LaVine.
I think Zach LaVine should have been there, but I'm saying like people you can't just automatically assume it's gonna be garbage because a couple people you don't know.
Is Glenn Robinson even a dunker like that though?
That's what I'm saying. Let me tell the participants real quick. Is Aaron Gordon, for you out there that don't know, is Aaron Gordon, DeAndre Jordan. I don't know these guys, but I'm assuming he's good. Derrick Jones Jr. from the Phoenix Suns, Glenn Robinson Jr. the third. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that Suns. I haven't seen Suns highlight with dunks.
If you're not a big name and you get in, that means you could really fucking dunk.
No,
that's a fact. That's a fact. No, I agree. That's a fact, though.
You know what I mean? Because you're not getting in based on your name. You know, that's the only thing you get in for is dunking. And I mean, I know Glenn Robinson. I've been fucking with him since he's.
No, Glenn Robinson ain't. He's not going.
I haven't seen him do any high flying shit, but he probably sent them some sort of footage that showed he could do like a 360 windmill off the shot clock after a cartwheel or some shit. I don't know.
Low key,
you know what I think?
Go.
They just look at they might look at the people who have like the top dunks in the season, like whoever's leading in dunks.
But like is that really impressive though? Like it could just be standing dunks, you know? Dwight Howard get in a lot then. Dwight Howard.
I don't. I might say Dwight Howard just get in. Low key, this man DeAndre. I don't think he understands how hard it is to pass yourself the ball on a full run. This nigga Chris Paul gonna be out there every single time he dunk. Cause that nigga Chris Paul gonna have to throw him lobs every single time. Because what is DeAndre? I don't think DeAndre can handle the ball and do some crazy like between his legs and still dunk the ball. I don't think he can do that.
Remember when JaVale McGee was in the dunk contest and people thought the same thing? I don't know if he could high fly, but he had some creative ideas. When JaVale
had like two. I must say he had creative ideas, but JaVale McGee had like 2 or 3 people. He had like 2 or 3 dunks where he had people throwing him lobs. He did have people.
Yeah, he did. But I'm saying I don't want people to write off DeAndre just because he's tall. Who knows? He might jump over a little bit like a Kia.
Yeah. Any seven footers were never really. I don't think 7-footers are built to be in the NBA dunk contest because y'all don't look impressive doing it.
What is he gonna do, bro? He ain't gonna do anything.
He's not gonna do nothing.
I just want somebody to
He's a good in-game dunker.
You want somebody to compete because today's NBA players they don't compete.
No, don't do that again. I just want to make sure like nobody runs away with it. Remember what happened last year when we got a few more dunks? Just because like even though Gordon was he obviously should have won that shit. Like they just pushed the shit. They're like, yo, let's make this shit interesting. You know, they're like, this is Toronto, the home of dunkers, real quick. Let's just make this a real interesting.
Oh my god.
I just hope it's as lit as it was last year. And if it's not, then I can say
from Toronto that dunks the ball. Get the fuck
Vince Carter. He's
not from Toronto. He's not from Toronto.
No, I'm saying he played for Toronto. And then Terrence Ross played for Toronto, put on the Vince jersey, and won that bitch. DeMar should have won. He got snaked. But then the All-Star game it's in Toronto and is probably the most exciting dunk contest since Vince Carter.
He said, stop it, bro. We talking about Dunk City. We talking about Nate Robinson from the Knicks, nigga.
Yo, Nate Robinson making a comeback too, right? You hear about that? He's playing for the D-League team now.
I think he's stay retirement.
Nah, I hope he comes back. Someone mentioned Wiggins. I think it'd be fun to get Wiggins in there.
Yeah, I thought Wiggins should have been there too. The 3-point contest is Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Kyle Lowry, Kemba Walker, and Eric
Gordon. This one's off. Damn, you about to spoil the whole joint for me. Wow.
CJ McCollum.
Okay.
Nick Young.
What the hell's wrong with this nigga?
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yo, I'm trying to fucking find out when it happens, man.
What? You're corny.
For what?
Yo, I'm trying to make it a surprise. I hear CJ McCollum. Fuck.
Who cares?
Turn your mic off.
I don't know, man. I'm just doing this weird thing this year where I don't know who's gonna be in it. I'm about to find out in the introductions though.
We're gonna do our predictions anyway. Another week or two from now.
No.
You're crazy. You're ridiculous. But yeah, so everybody got revealed. Unfortunately, I don't really think it's gonna be nowhere near as great as it was.
Yo, what's up with all these bombs in this? Well, no.
Oh, he called y'all. Yo, everyone in the chat, Waffle called y'all bum. Just spam him the L's, y'all. Spam it up.
Stop. Yeah, I think low key. I think it's gonna be solid. I think the 3-point contest is gonna be solid, but the dunk contest.
Yeah, so many people in the 3-point contest. How many rounds is this shit, bro? This shit look like it could be forever. They got 8 niggas up there.
It's 3 rounds. It's 3 rounds like it normally is.
Oh man, I just can't. I don't know. I can't take. I'm gonna have to fast forward through some of these niggas. I don't want to see them niggas. I don't gotta see.
I don't know why. Low key, you feel like we've been in this podcast for 2 hours. We've only been here for 1 hour. Jesus Christ.
Man, you saying you don't like talking to me, Lo?
No, I'm just saying. It's just like, I thought we was in for a long. I need to watch your time. Watch your time. We only been in for an hour.
You got waffle purposely walk. He's coughing directly into his mic. He's trying to be as much as possible.
Where was you?
Get the fuck out of here.
The mic is all the way over there, nigga.
Remember that podcast Waffle did in the washroom, yo? In the public washroom.
That was OD. Moving on though to some teams that are moving up, turning up on a Tuesday to some teams that are also falling down. Washington Wizards, they had a phenomenal January along with John Wall. They won. I can't remember what record they have right now, what type of stretch team, but they've obviously won a lot of games. Right now, they're the 3rd best team or the 4th best team. What are
third.
they? Third best. You
know what's crazy? If they had Beal all year, like
they would probably be the second.
I think they'd be first seed right now, boy.
What? First is kind of a stretch.
Remember, Beal was injured for like the first long stretch, and then they got him back.
The first season is kind of a stretch.
It wasn't really Beal that it's really John Wall who's been.
No, it's both of them, but I think it's a combination of having 2 deadly players that people can't sag off of, and so it creates opportunities for the whole team. But because on my fantasy team, I have both of them. I knew they were gonna blow up. I just said as long as Beal doesn't get injured, I know John Wall's gonna do his thing, and they're doing phenomenal, yo. Shouts to the Wizards, man.
Fact though. Yeah, because John Wall even admitted himself that he came out of shape because he's injured through the offseason, so it wasn't much that he could do. So he had to get back in shape, and then obviously Bradley Beal had to come back from injuries. But Otto Porter's having a fantastic season as well. Markieff Morris is coming along, and Marcin Gortat is being steady. So that was kind of it is kind of interesting. And on the other hand, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul missed a couple of games for the Clippers, but Blake Griffin is back. Unfortunately, though, he came back when they played the Warriors like twice in like 3 or 4 games. So they're still losing games. Unfortunately, they fell all the way down to the 5th seed.
That's sad.
I guess we all predicted about the Wizards and where they should be. Any drastic things they need to do with the Clippers, because at this point we're getting closer and closer to the trading deadline, and on top of that, at the end of the season, they're obviously not going to beat the Golden State Warriors, but unfortunately, they're putting themselves in a very sticky situation because both of them, when I say both, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, they both will be free agents this upcoming offseason, and it'd just be stupid if they sign both of them back and just try to do the exact same thing over and over again. So what do y'all think this team should do? Because even if Chris Paul came back, this team still might not be able to push anybody, and then they'll find themselves even deeper and deeper in the Western Conference. I'm looking at it right now. They're tied with the Utah Jazz, and if they lose another game, they'll be below the Utah Jazz, and if they lose another game if they lose another game, they'll be the 6th seed. So that's even worse. So what do y'all think the
I'm not gonna lie. I know what they should do, but I just don't think they're gonna do anything. I think they're gonna keep the exact same team.
What should they do though?
They should have traded Blake a million years ago, man. And I think it's better late than never. They're not winning a championship now. By the time Chris Paul comes back, they don't have much time to prep for the playoffs. And then is the chemistry still going to be there? Are you going to find a way to beat Houston? If you could beat Houston, are you going to beat Golden State? Absolutely not. So I think if you're the Clippers, unless you stand a chance against the Golden State Warriors, which I guess, I mean, you can ask, but most people can say the Warriors are going to win that. You got to fire sale real quick because they already plummeted in value. If you don't do it by trade deadline, it's a GG, yo. It's a wrap.
Facto.
What you bad for them, though, man? I feel like they should have got at least one ring on all those runs. No.
What?
No, they should. I never say he doesn't deserve it. What I'm saying, I don't know what year you thought they were.
No, it's like the Dirk Jason Kidd thing. Like, I just want them to win a ring. Like, I need Chris Paul to win a ring.
Dirk and Jason Kidd actually made it to the final, so I can see where that argument is there. Chris Paul ain't never been outside the second round.
That is so sad. I feel bad for him. Yo.
So I don't know what year you referring to where he had a possibility of winning. What you think about Waffle? Because your man Melo and the Knicks and the Clippers have been in trade talks. It seems like.
Not
the past 2 years now. So what you think, man? You think they should make some shake real quick?
Listen, even if they do, it ain't gonna work. He's not going over there. First of all, the Clippers they're gonna lose Chris Paul and Blake Griffin this season. They should find a way to trade one of them pieces out of there because they got all this money tied up in Jamal Crawford and DeAndre Jordan and this nigga Doc Rivers' son. This nigga Doc Rivers doesn't even know if he wanted to trade his son. Yo, low key, I was like, yo, who the hell are the Knicks getting back from the freaking Clippers and that they're not accepting the trade? And I'm like, that shit, but low key might be Austin Rivers. This nigga don't want to trade his own son, so he got all this shit going on, and it's like, bro, Doc Rivers he's not even coaching his players up. It's the same team. They still got Paul Pierce over there. Matter of fact, Doc Rivers got all his players he wants over there, just killing that shit.
Wait. Paul Pierce still playing?
He's still playing.
No, he's collecting a paycheck on the bench. That's what it is. That nigga's not playing.
So, that team is just in trouble, man. And Chris Paul's getting injured every single year now.
Every year.
And Blake Griffin, matter of fact, hell, that whole starting lineup, JJ Redick is low key the most consistent player on that starting lineup. And him and DeAndre. Yep. And then you got Jamal Crawford coming up the bench with his looking 19-year-old ass.
I'm about to say, it's crazy. It blows me away every single time I see Jamal Crawford out there doing what he does, and I'm like, man, that nigga 35 years old, bro. He got to cut it. But I agree with you. I think they're in a tough situation because, realistically speaking, as much as I love Chris Paul, injuries are starting to become a bigger problem of his entire career, and I think it just gets to a point where you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. I think he does have to relinquish some type of power so he can put himself in a better situation. I see a lot of people saying the Spurs, and I completely agree. I think he's going to have to really think about going to the San Antonio Spurs because I think that's the best opportunity for him because I really don't see no other team that's built for him to win anytime soon. So I would agree. Go to the San Antonio Spurs. Go get your ring, Chris Paul. Leave that team alone. And I said this a few weeks ago. The Clippers should just throw max money at Blake and just let him stay on that team so they can actually build a franchise. Because I think at this point, that's need to be the number one priority is getting a face of the franchise, someone they can hang jersey up in the Raptors so they can build some type of some type of I don't know what you call it, legacy or whatever. I don't know what the fuck.
What if they don't re-sign him? You don't trade him, and the shit happens with Al Horford when
you just build it up, bro. You build your franchise up because I think people forget how long the Clippers have been in the NBA and they never had any type of success. So you might as well just cap off this era of basketball for the whole franchise with keeping Blake Griffin on the team and building up that organization.
Let me know what you think about this. They need to fire and sell Blake. He doesn't necessarily fit with the Raptors. What? But the Raptors are looking for a power forward, although preferably one who can shoot threes. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There's a small percentage of me that hopes that trade happens. I think
yourself. I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, because when you were talking, I was just like, it never occurred to me that trade would be possible. Maybe because in my mind, Raptors need a shooter. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of teams need a shooter now. Like there aren't many teams that have power forwards that can't shoot at all from three. And I don't know. Blake developed a mid-range, yo. Shit is possible.
I don't understand why you. No, not no.
Yo, Luis Scola developed a 3-point shot over the off season, the season before he was with the Raptors, and now he's doing.
Luis Scola is better than Blake Griffin anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh shit!
I'm just playing. Shoot. No, I don't know. I just the way that Blake Griffin plays. I don't know if Blake Griffin is a good enough player as an individual to really help himself out. I think he is one of those players, and I think that's the biggest issue with but some big men in today's game is that they get everything confused and they sit there and they rely on a point guard to really set themselves up. And I think Blake Griffin, I don't think he was like that in the beginning of his career, but because he's been with Chris Paul for so long, he set himself up to be so he's so heavily relied upon when it comes to Chris Paul and the way that they run that pick and roll that I don't really know what Blake Griffin can bring to a team anymore. So
I think he just brings athleticism.
But what does that do though in today's league?
If there's a pick and roll you can run with Blake, you can't run with a lot of players in the NBA.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
You got that shot. That stretch big shot.
Exactly.
That's a good pick and roll right there.
I'm talking about the pick and roll, not the pick and pop.
But I think running the pick and pop to certain teams are much more valuable than the pick and roll.
But if you know Blake is gonna roll, then you just got the roll.
And he's still consistent though. That's what I'm saying. Is athleticism.
I don't know, but what is that? But if at some point you talking about athleticism, at some point he's going to be gone though.
This man Blake Griffin is shooting 21% from 3-point range.
You don't gotta worry about that till he's like 33, man.
That's the next contract. The next contract he's going to sign will be roughly until he's in his 30s.
I know exactly, and so after his next 5-year contract is when you should start worrying about what happens when your athleticism fades. But he's in his prime right now, so this is when teams should be considering you're willing to take the risk of him not getting injured, which is a pretty big one now. I think this is when people will go in on a player like Blake.
That's crazy.
I think the only team that should go on him is the Clippers at this point.
Nah.
I ain't know Blake was shooting that bad either. He's shooting bad from three. He keep chucking them too, which is crazy.
I mean, how about the Blake Griffin, man? That man's supposed to have a superstar career. I see all these 21 points for the last 3 years. God damn.
Injuries, bro. Injuries.
That nigga was averaging more than rookie season. Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ. Yo, you sound ridiculous right now, Walt. You're ridiculous. I don't know. It is kind of disappointing now. You kind of just sit back and you're looking at Blake Griffin's career because I don't know what Blake does, to be honest with you. I really don't know what Blake does for his career.
That man was supposed to develop a post game.
He attacks the hoop. Y'all act like just because somebody doesn't do a bunch of things, bro. Why does that matter? What happened to Dwight's post?
No, I'm talking about his, but he was supposed to develop that post game.
And so was
is the White's game not is the White's career not kind of sad too though?
It's only sad because of his shoulder issues. Every time he goes up, someone pulls his shoulder.
His career is sad, but Blake's gonna be way sadder.
You think Blake has a sadder?
Listen, man. Dwight went to the NBA Finals, bro. He put a team on his back.
He lost. That's sad. Yo.
He lost. But this man Blake has CP3 and DeAndre, and he's still losing.
I just think both of their careers are sad. Like both of their careers just some sad ass
this
shit.
one's more sad.
I just think both of their careers are sad because they should have been way more. And this is what happens when you rely on athleticism. At some point, it just gives. And like I said with Blake, I just think it's too many big men who rely upon point guards. Yeah. And if you were relying up on a point guard and a player like Chris Paul ain't on your team no more, like a legit point guard like Chris Paul, then what you doing? You sitting there trying to throw the ball in the doggone hoop every doggone play.
I'm telling you,
if you lose your athleticism,
about DeMar, he can't shoot threes. All he does is mid range. Blake, he can't shoot. All he does is drive. All he does is sometimes that's all you have to do.
No. But the difference is between Blake, DeMar, and Dwight is Dwight and Blake were suffering injuries earlier, so their decline happened quicker. At some point, it's going to happen to DeMar as well. He need to go and get a 3-point shot too.
I think he does, but I'm saying just because he doesn't have it yet. And by the way, he's shooting pretty decent from 3 this year, although barely. He doesn't shoot there much. But just because you could do one thing so well and be so good at it, like what did Shaq do all his career? Fucking go inside in the paint. He did one thing, and no matter how well you knew he was gonna do that. Like perfect example. Zebo.
Different rules.
Everybody knows Zebo's driving left. Everybody knows every time Zebo gets the ball, he's driving left. And he's still effective doing it in the post.
He's coming off the bench, though.
He wasn't doing that his whole career. Even when he was starting, you read the scouting report. Zebo, that guy loves to drive left. If you see him in the post, he's not going right. And he beats them every time doing it.
That's thinking athletic.
But I'm saying like you could be so good at something that you don't have to. Like I don't like when people say, "Oh, Blake does this." I don't know if he's gonna do well.
But what we're saying is he wasn't athletic, so he used skills to rely on his game. So which is why he's.
I agree with that.
That's exactly why.
But I think you can develop skills, though. I don't know what Blake's been doing.
I'm about to say, nigga been in the league for so long. He should have been developed them.
Once this nigga LeBron loses his steroids and his athleticism, that nigga's done.
Well, his steroids.
That nigga has no shot. Is over.
People say that about Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's still balling.
That nigga barely balling.
Which is impressive though, Loki. That is impressive.
No, he's doing decent recently.
Yeah, D-Wade that's kind of impressive. It's impressive.
Like, stop this shit. Like, he's gonna lose this and become useless. Like, if they're good NBA players, and Blake's had some moments where that guy was in the MVP race, then you need to put some respect on their. Yeah, he did. Especially 2 years ago.
I don't know about that.
I remember
what I'm saying is you're comparing. Look at who you're comparing with outside of Zebo. I mean, you just said Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal. You're talking about like all-time great players.
I know that.
I don't know.
A phenomenal player too.
I don't know if Blake is an all-time great though.
He's like a top 20 player, right? Is he?
In his era though, but just because you're a top 20 player, that doesn't make you
he might barely be top 20.
Because like Vince Carter was a top 20 of his time, but that doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time though.
Matter of fact, I don't even think he's top 20.
That's true. But even Vince, when he lost his athleticism, he wasn't a particularly good shooter, but he's still effective as a role player. He just does, like, y'all forget, like, these guys, I don't know, man. I think you're undermining their skill when you pretend like just if one part of their game is taken away, or if they can only do one thing well, that's the only thing they're capable of doing. You know what I mean? Like, you remember when in the All-Star, no, it was the skills competition. Wasn't it Cat who won? And you saw him pull up, and I was like, well, it was Cat, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, even Pat Bev, I was like, Pat Bev's not gonna make it that far. And then he hit a 3 and won one of the rounds. I was like, I didn't even know he could shoot like that. I don't know. I think people underestimate a lot of NBA.
Well, a skills challenge in the actual game. Those are two different things.
I know.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I've seen this story so many times. I've seen big men or just players, athletic players who didn't adapt to their game, and then 10 years into their career, they start to decline really quick, and everybody else who adapted, you start to see the difference between a Kobe Bryant and a Vince Carter. Even though in the beginning of their careers, everybody was saying that Vince Carter might be better, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we never did balling with Horford ever. He did garbage. I'm gonna sum it up like that. Last 2 games, he shot 31% total. So shout out to Horford, man. We need to do balling with Isaiah Thomas in a less sarcastic tone, though, because that man for real balling on the Celtics. Horford just kind of tagging along at this point. He's like, oh, word? Isaiah Thomas is carrying? Get me in the backpack.
Get me in a backpack. Yes. See, that's the thing that be killing me, yo. They be think that I'm disrespectful, but the stuff you say is just ridiculous. Put me in a backpack. Jesus
because he's carrying. I mean, you got the backpack on, you ready to go to class, put in work. And
that's ridiculous.
And Horford he's a side piece. He doesn't even deserve to be in the main pocket of the.
He's a side piece
on the pocket.
Jesus.
You know that side shit where you put your water bottles? That's where Horford be at, yo. He be out there on the side just chilling.
I don't know what water bottles you talking about, but all right.
You know how like when you were in elementary school, you had those backpacks where like you could stuff water bottles on the side of them?
No, I don't.
You never had that shit? I mean, I had that.
Is that not it? Is that not it? I mean, we can talk about the Knicks, but I don't really want to talk about the Knicks. They trash team.
Yeah,
actually, we can end it. We can end it on like this. Well, I mean, that's not really nothing to talk about now. The Chicago Bulls and their whole situation. All right, let me add this into the Chicago Bulls thing because I don't know if y'all know about this. Jimmy Butler apparently was saying how the coaches, they were bringing people in. You had some assistant coaches that were going into the locker room and monitoring what people were saying in the locker room, and then reporting it to the managers. Like they were like basically like going in the locker room, writing down what people saying, and going up into the upper management and then telling people. That right there was just ridiculous. I can't believe that was going on, and it's still going on. And then he told him Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade was like, "Oh wow, this is ridiculous." So I don't know. This is another reason why I don't think that they really want. They really never wanted Jimmy Butler in the first place because they fired. A part of the reason why they fired Thibodeau is because Thibodeau was actually giving a lot of minutes to Jimmy Butler, and they didn't want Butler to go up in value because they wanted to give him a smaller contract.
No, that is not why. They didn't want him to get injured. What the fuck?
No, I gotta actually have what you call it. Hold on.
Do you have a source? That's some reckless, ridiculous sociopathic thinking.
No, I mean I'm pretty sure some people do that. I'm pretty sure some teams do that. They purposely sit out people because they don't want their value to go up, so they can sign them on a small contract.
That sounds like some shit a losing team would do. What kind of bitch shit is that? But on a more relevant note, like that's some good old classic DBM, man. Some database management. Y'all know when like you get the credit cards at like those Walmart credit cards, they be tracking everything you do, filing everything into a database, and then they use that database to start predicting consumer behavior. And then that's the way they start to make serious profit. And so, in a similar, like if you're not mad that when you go to Target and shit, like everything you do gets tracked, or Walmart, everything you buy gets tracked. So the next time you go in there, they know exactly what to put in which specific way so that you can buy it. Then you can't be mad that people are listening in on Jimmy Butler providing some data for the general manager. It's first of all, you're reckless if you're talking sensitive material in a locker room. You're reckless regardless. You know what I mean?
Not really, because I would assume they would believe that they had some type of safe haven while they're in the locker room with
safe haven, bitch. The coach is in there with them a lot of the time. What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be talking about the coach while they're in there with the coaches, though.
Nah, boy. I'm telling you, man. I don't know if it's morally correct, but like, all right, there's a lot of things people do that aren't necessarily morally correct. You're like, okay,
you're bugging right now.
Yo, if you're talking about your future on a team, just do it on your couch, chilling with your boys. Yo, don't do it in a fucking locker room, man. Damn.
You're bugging right now. You're bugging.
Yeah, I wonder who the snitches are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if you get outed as a snitch in that situation. Like, how do you answer the locker room again? Like, niggas just gonna be on you. They're gonna be like, yo, I don't trust that guy.
Well, apparently, Jimmy Butler flat out knows who it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler flat out. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's dead. It's legit. Like, I'm not just like saying this stuff. Jimmy Butler flat out knows who it is.
That's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Wow. That's pretty pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I heard some shit like that.
I think that's hella pathetic. That's hella pathetic. Yo, Wolf, you got anything to say about this? Because this is some small news, up in my opinion.
I don't even know what's going on. I'm typing in the chat. Niggas is arguing.
Yeah, shout out to Miami. I don't know why, but they're winning. They shouldn't be winning, but they're winning. So they're on a pretty big streak right now, too.
Yeah, they are on a pretty big streak.
Fuck y'all niggas in the chat.
What were they arguing about in the chat?
No.
He's having a Melo argument, of course. Waffle can't resist.
Is it a Melo argument? How trash Melo is? Melo is low-key trash. You just need to know that, man.
Waffle was like, Melo never averaged under 20 points per game in a season. He never did that.
Yo, Mel, keep this man. Let me tell you what this man Waffle did. Everybody in the chat. This man Waffle in our Skype calls, he changed his name to whatever Melo was doing in the month of January and stuff like that. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I guess Melo is balling in the month of January. Let's not get that confused. But he's saying this stuff like it was something like ridiculous. Everybody in the month, not everybody, but there's a lot of players in the month of January that had a really good month. So you bugging if you stuck on this Melo thing, bro.
I ain't stuck on it, bro.
Nah, you stuck on it, bro.
Nah, nigga. Hey, listen. I'm stuck on the hate. Niggas keep on hating. Keep on hating, nigga. Keep hating.
I don't understand why you don't hate Melo for what he's doing in New York.
What do I hate? What is he doing to New York, nigga?
Bro, he's forcing that team to keep putting trash players around him so he can.
Listen, that's not my job. That's Phil Jackson's job.
No, but what I'm saying is every single time Melo's sitting there like trying to tell Phil Jackson, no, we gotta compete, Phil. We gotta compete. And if Phil has to go out there and do some miraculous trades,
listen, Phil just said, nah, man, we're just gonna rebuild, bro. You know, we ain't trying to sign you to this contract.
So Phil just supposed to straight up say, nah, bro, we trying to get you out the team. That's what we're trying to do. So what you want to do, bro?
That's exactly what he should have did, nigga.
That's what he should
let that nigga go. The fuck?
But Melo's sitting there holding the whole team hostage by basically telling people, "Yo, I'm only going to one or two teams." Bro.
Well, now you gonna do it, nigga. Well, what else you want to do with this nigga?
I don't understand how you don't think that's Melo's fault, bro.
That's Phil Jackson signed him to the contract.
That's a fact.
Phil Jackson gonna let this nigga go. He should have let this nigga go a long time ago if he wasn't serious. This nigga Phil Jackson is right in the middle. Like, what does he want to do? Nigga don't know what he want to do.
That's a fact.
Nigga just getting contemporary pieces that don't even help the team. Signing all these niggas to contract. Now this nigga just wants to get rid of Melo just so he can build his ego. Fuck this nigga. Get this nigga out of the country.
Damn. Oh, all right, Trump. Damn.
Support this nigga.
Okay, all righty. Yeah, shout out to Trump. Spell Trump in the chat. Let me stop.
I somewhat agree with you, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's still delusional, not realizing that, like, yo, like Melo, he's holding that team hostage by basically telling them, like, yo, I'm only going to one or two teams. Like, you're not a free agent. You a dog.
Listen, he has a no trade clause, bro. Phil Jackson gave it to him.
It's not like Phil Jackson going to trade him to the doggone Philadelphia 76ers or the Phoenix Suns. Like, more than likely, he's going to trade him to a realistic team, because only realistic teams will actually go out there and trade something for Melo. So it's not like I'm confused to why you think that, like, Melo's sitting there saying, like, I only want to play for one or two teams. Nigga, if they put you on the Utah Jazz, that's still a good team. So you better cut that out, bro. Like, just
really, you think? And what? Where's he gonna play over there?
Damn, that's not
small forward.
No, I'm just saying if they trade him for another team, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you can just take the L and go play for another team, bro. You don't have to go play with LeBron. Calm down. You don't have to go play with your best friends, okay, man?
Just wait till the contract's over.
You don't have to play with your best friend.
Just wait till the contract's over. There's no rush.
That's another thing that killed me about that Charles Barkley ring. He said he had the audacity to bring up Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is the same person who's sitting there saying, I either have to play with one of my best friends. How is that not as bad as what LeBron is doing right now?
He didn't say that like that. What the hell are you talking about? He didn't say it like that.
Yes, he said go ahead.
Carmelo would be happy to have. He said Carmelo and DeMarcus would be happy to have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson if they could. He ain't talking about LeBron, but he was saying LeBron is the best player. So why you want more stuff for?
All I'm saying is all I'm saying is Carmelo Anthony should get way more blame than he is right now.
No, you should not.
He don't who took the money.
And Phil gave him the money.
Okay, so when LeBron take the money, the money. When Phil get it though, Phil gave him the money.
Wait, what?
I said when LeBron gets the money in Cleveland, he should take a pay cut. When Kobe get the money in LA, he should take a pay cut. But when Phil gives him the money,
who said they should take a pay cut? Who's saying that?
Yeah, agent literally just sat there and said Phil should take a pay cut. I mean, LeBron should take a pay cut.
For what?
I don't know. That's what
I'm saying. You should.
But not only But not only did agency, I've heard plenty of people say that LeBron should take.
I didn't say LeBron should. I'm saying if he wants to have a phenomenal team with the players he expects to have, there's a cap, bitch.
Exactly.
Like somebody's gonna have to take it on the
team. Can't complain. He's making $30 million a year. What else does he want with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love?
And Kyrie, Carmelo making 25.
But how is that even the same thing? What are you talking about?
It's fine. Well, when Carmelo signed, it was max. LeBron signed a max. It's still max. I mean, I know it's $5 million, but it was still max at the time when they signed it.
Okay, I'm not. How does it relate?
All I'm saying is this. Yo. Melo should get way more blame for what's going on in New York. That's all I'm saying, bro. He should get way more blame because he's the one who's holding it. He's part of the reason why that team is being held back because every single year. Phil got to open up the doggone doors.
Because it's Phil's fault, nigga. If this nigga, you see, this is when you know you're a good GM. If you're a good GM or not, you put your foot down. You don't get bitches around by players and shit like that. You know what you're gonna do, bro.
So you telling me he should tell Melo, no, we trading you by the end of this year. That's what he should have said. I'm
saying when he had a chance to let Melo go, he should have been like, "Yo, I'm not trying to sign you to this contract. I think we should." I'm talking
about this year.
You can't do anything about that after the decision he made already.
So what I'm saying is, at this point right now, we got to a point where we can't build nothing. So this year he should have told Melo, "I'm not getting D Rose. I'm not getting Joe Kim. No, I'm not getting nobody. You leaving." That's what he should have said.
How is he gonna leave? He has a no trade clause.
So, but then that gets back to my point of why doesn't
that's back on Phil?
No, bro, that should be back on Melo, bro. He should lift that no trade clause, bro. He need to lift that no trade clause, man. That's Melo.
He'll
yes,
lift
he can. Melo can lift it
when the trade is proposed.
Yo, he literally.
You don't think there's been trades that have been proposed and then Melo came into the. You don't think there was trades that were proposed and then Melo came into? Melo came into the office and he was like, no, I'm not going to that team. I'm either going to Cleveland or the Clippers.
That's the whole point of what he negotiated, man. But you can't get mad at him for that. That's what the general manager gave him. He gave him that right to say yes or no. Remember, and keep in mind, everybody in the NBA is a snitch. If there's a trade, it'll leak out. Remember when Kobe had the no trade clause? It was like 06 or I think it was 07 where he almost got traded to another team. And I think it was the Pistons, right? And he's like, nah, I'm not going to that bum ass team. And he said he didn't waive his clause. He waived the trade. So you have to wait for the trade to happen, and then you make a decision on whether you want to waive your clause. I don't think it works like you negotiate for it and then you just waive the entire thing as a whole, trade me wherever. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Yeah, this nigga probably sitting down at the table when the trade will be made.
Exactly, and then you have to wait for the trade to be made.
And not only that, people need to realize.
But he has said he's been very vocal about how he only wants to be traded to two teams.
He's also been vocal about how he doesn't want to leave. Like you don't know what the fuck he wants to do.
Listen,
I'm not saying he wants to. What I'm saying is, if you're putting a GM in a situation to where, I don't understand how you don't think that's the same or close to what LeBron did by basically trading all the pieces that LeBron asked for, and then putting them in the financial burden. Melo's putting them in a burden by restricting them with what they can do when they trading him.
Well, I don't know about that.
He is, but that's his right.
He is. It's not. No, I don't know about that. He is.
But listen, man, that's Phil's fault, then, man. Listen, I can't do it about
Phil's fault. Phil negotiated that contract, right?
Listen, Melo wants to stay in New York, or he wants to go to the Cavs or the Clippers. So what are you gonna do about it?
Yo, Melo, you need to start competing, man. You need to start playing with your best friends. You need to start competing.
Well, he's not a top 20 player, so he has it right.
He's not a top 25 player, you mean?
That's the top.
All right, people. We'll wrap it up today. He not a top 25. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Yo, we done with today's podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said before, I'm almost positive next week we're gonna have it on SoundCloud. So check us out there. I'll make sure from this moment on, I always have the link to the SoundCloud in the in my description below, so y'all can always check that out and y'all can go sub up and follow to that as well. And we'll always update it. We'll always upload the podcast on the SoundCloud either Friday or Saturday morning, 1 or 2, depending on how long it takes me to upload it to the SoundCloud. Another reason why we're doing this is because just in case everybody can't get on the same page with the time and stuff like that, we can kind of schedule we can have our own schedule on whenever we're free throughout the week, and then we can just upload it on the Friday or Saturday. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We still got over 150 people in here. We had 200 at one point. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna let y'all say y'all goodbyes, man, to the live chat.
Yo, every time I upload a video and I think it's gonna do average, it does phenomenal. And when I think it's gonna do phenomenal, it does average. So I don't know what to think about videos no more. But I just got the hotspots from my sharp and my post scorer today. So you already know your boy Agent about to fuck some shit up, huh? Hope y'all enjoyed the pod, man. Thanks for coming through. Yo, this is the last time we have a chat, yo.
If you want.
Man.
If you want.
I'm gonna have fond memories of this chat. And Google Hangouts is gonna be like it's gonna be gone in a couple months because apparently they're adding some other shit and it's gonna replace Hangouts. Yeah, so Hangouts is gonna be gone soon. So even that's
we couldn't even do this anyway.
Yeah, so this might be the last time we touch Google Hangouts, man.
Damn.
Wow. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
All right, Waff.
Yeah, you already know Waff in the description. You know, we sick out here. Missed a class for the first time by being sick, which is crazy. Never happened before. I never usually get sick. Haven't been sick in, 2 years? So this is the first time, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, man. Kyrie Irving is better than Isaiah Thomas. Kristaps Porzingis is better than Paul Millsap. Klay Thompson is better than DeMar DeRozan. And,
wait, say it again. Say what you just said again.
I don't think he knows what he said, Joe.
Kyrie Irving is better than Isaiah Thomas. Porzingis is better than Millsap. Klay Thompson is better than DeRozan. And Carmelo Anthony is better than Kevin Love. Good night, everybody. I'm out of here.
You're so stupid. Melo isn't top. This is not top 25 this year, unfortunately. That's a fact, though. That man DeMar DeRozan is better than Klay. He's been performing way better than Klay this year.
What do you think about the Kyrie one, man? Low-key, I low-key agree on the Kyrie one. I'm not gonna lie.
Low-key, like everybody's concerned about, Isaiah Thomas, where I put him on the thing. Isaiah Thomas he's not the greatest defender. And I understand he's 5'9", so it's almost little he can do, but I mean, that's another reason
double entendre. Come on,
I also forgot. Gordon Hayward's better than Paul George. Yeah, I'm good.
Shout out to Brian Putty in the chat. Shout out to JJ in the chat. Shout out to my man. I saw my man. I forgot what he's at. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, man. RIP to chat. And we'll still see y'all next week though. So it's not like we won't see y'all. Y'all hear us next week. And yeah. Peace, guys.
Bye.
Shout out to Mug.
Oh my God, bye.
You're so gay.